He had spent years trapped in the same cycle. Every morning he promised himself he would change, yet every night he found himself repeating the same mistakes. The alarm would ring, the goals would feel heavy, and the habits that were meant to disappear only grew stronger. He tried diets, apps, even strict routines, but nothing stuck. It wasn't that he lacked willpower, it was that he didn't have a system that honored his mind, his pace, his life. You might see yourself in this story. You've wanted to quit procrastinating, stop bad habits, or simply take control of your life, but every effort seemed to fail before it even began. That's why you're here, not by accident, but because you're searching for a way that actually works. A method so simple, yet so powerful, that it transforms not just your habits, but your identity. Before we continue, if you want to unlock more powerful, life-changing strategies from ancient wisdom and warrior mindsets, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Here, you won't just watch stories, you'll learn systems that you can actually apply to transform your life. Like this video if you're ready to take that first step. It started with one tiny choice. Every morning, before doing anything else, he committed to a single act: drinking a glass of water. That's it. No drastic changes, no impossible challenges, just one small promise kept. On the first day, it felt pointless. On the second, boring. By the seventh, something shifted. His mind began to trust him. He realized he could keep a promise to himself, and that proof unlocked a new kind of power. Then came the next step. Half his usual portion at meals. A few minutes of movement each day. Tiny adjustments that seemed insignificant on their own, but together they created momentum. Every small action built confidence, self-discipline, and control. Each time he stumbled, he returned. Each small success became a lever, pushing him forward, proving that transformation wasn't about force, it was about consistency, patience, and respect for the process. Weeks turned into months, and the man he once thought was stuck in defeat was no longer the same. His habits changed, his energy returned, his mind became sharper. He wasn't chasing perfection, he was building identity. He became someone who keeps promises, someone who acts even when it's hard, someone who refuses to let failure define him. This is the essence of Kaizen. 1% improvement every day. Small, consistent steps that accumulate into unstoppable transformation. Not overnight, not in 21 days, but steadily, deliberately, like a warrior mastering his craft. Now it's your turn. What's the smallest change you can commit to today? One action that proves you can honor yourself, even when everything else feels impossible. Start there, and let each step build your strength, your habits, and your identity. Comment below the first tiny action you're going to take tomorrow morning. This isn't about showing off or making a big plan. It's about making a promise and keeping it. The journey begins with one small step, and from that step, everything else will follow. He thought change was impossible. Every attempt to quit a bad habit ended the same way: frustration, guilt, and surrender. It wasn't a lack of desire, it was a lack of strategy. He was trying to fight a 20-year battle in just a few weeks, and the mind and body weren't fooled. But then he discovered a secret approach that made all the difference. A system rooted in Japanese wisdom, designed to respect your limits while creating unstoppable momentum. You're watching this because somewhere inside, you know there's a better version of yourself waiting. You've tried before, but it didn't stick. Here, you won't just hear motivational advice. You'll see practical, step-by-step methods that let you transform habits without forcing yourself to extremes. That's why, if you want to finally see real change, subscribe and turn on notifications. Every video here teaches tools you can apply immediately to build a stronger, disciplined mind. It started with the smallest possible step. Every morning, he drank a glass of water before doing anything else. It seemed meaningless, even ridiculous. But this tiny act became a proof. He could trust himself. He could follow through. From there, momentum grew. Next came short walks, then small reductions in his usual indulgences. Each action was almost invisible, yet it reshaped his confidence, reshaped his mindset. As the days passed, he stumbled, but no longer fell. Each time he returned to his habit, he built resilience. Each tiny success reinforced identity. He wasn't someone trying to change. He was someone who keeps promises, someone who acts even when it's uncomfortable, someone who builds himself quietly, step by step. Weeks turned into months. He didn't notice a sudden transformation. Instead, it was gradual but undeniable. His habits aligned with his intentions. His energy and focus returned. The mind that once resisted change now became an ally because it had been trained through small, consistent victories. This is Kaizen, the art of continuous, microscopic improvement. 1% better every day, compounded over months and years, creating massive transformation. No shortcuts, no extreme willpower, just patient, deliberate action. What's your first tiny step? Don't overthink it. Just choose one small action that you can commit to tomorrow morning. Comment below and share it. You're not only taking a step for yourself, you're proving to your mind that you can change. And from that one small step, everything else will follow. He always believed that change required a huge effort. New gym memberships, strict diets, expensive gadgets. But after countless failures, he realized something. The problem wasn't motivation. It was the approach. He needed a system that worked with his natural habits, not against them. This channel exists for people like you, those who've tried everything but still feel stuck. We break down philosophies and methods that are simple, practical, and sustainable. Subscribe now, because every video here is a step toward becoming the person you want to be. It started with something almost laughably small, a glass of water first thing in the morning. That's it. No rules, no restrictions. Just a simple act he could accomplish every day. Within days, he felt a subtle but undeniable shift. He could trust himself to follow through. From that tiny habit, everything else began to change. He started noticing small moments where he could improve, leaving half of his usual portion on the plate, standing up to stretch every hour, walking just a few extra steps each day. Each micro-change was so small that it felt insignificant, yet together they created momentum.
Of course, challenges came. Holidays, cravings, stress, temptations to revert to old ways. But now, stumbling didn't mean failure. Each time he returned to his small habits, he strengthened the habit of consistency. Over time, these tiny, deliberate choices transformed his identity. Kaizen isn't about overnight success. It's about becoming slightly better every single day. By focusing on what you can do now, rather than what seems impossible, transformation becomes inevitable. Small actions compound into lasting change, shaping not just what you do, but who you become. What's the tiniest change you can make tomorrow? Comment below and share your first step. That single action is all it takes to begin proving to yourself that you can change your life, one small habit at a time. He was stuck in the endless cycle of trying and failing. Every new diet, every fitness plan, every life hack ended the same way: disappointment. The problem wasn't a lack of effort, it was the expectation of instant transformation. True change, he discovered, doesn't happen all at once. This channel exists for people tired of quick fix advice. Here, we focus on systems that actually work, not gimmicks. Subscribe. because each video shows you how to build habits that last, using methods that align with how your brain naturally works. It all began with one simple act: drinking a glass of water each morning. No judgment, no rules, just a small step he could reliably take. At first, it seemed insignificant, almost pointless. But that tiny consistency became the foundation of trust in himself. From there, small, deliberate changes followed: walking a few extra steps, cutting portions in half, slowly introducing movement into daily routines. Nothing overwhelming, just manageable steps that gradually rewired his habits. The power of Kaizen revealed itself in these micro actions. Of course, obstacles arose: social events, stress, cravings. But each stumble was no longer a failure. Returning to his small habits became the real victory. He learned that lasting transformation isn't about perfection. It's about showing up day after day, even when it's hard. Over months, the compounding effect of tiny improvements reshaped not only his actions, but his identity. He was no longer someone struggling with habits. He became someone who naturally lives in alignment with his goals. That's the essence of Kaizen: continuous incremental improvement that builds a new self. What's the smallest change you can commit to tomorrow? Comment below and share your first step. That single action is all it takes to begin proving to yourself that you can change your life, one small habit at a time. He had tried everything: intense workouts, strict diets, self-help books, but nothing stuck. Every attempt ended in frustration and guilt. He realized the missing piece wasn't effort, it was the approach. He needed a method that respected human nature, something small enough to actually sustain. This channel exists for people like you, those who are tired of feeling stuck, who want real change without overwhelming themselves. Subscribe, because here you'll learn systems that make transformation inevitable, one tiny habit at a time. The journey began with something almost absurdly simple: a single glass of water every morning. No pressure, no rules, just a promise to himself he could keep. That one small act became proof that he could follow through, that change was possible. From there, everything else grew naturally. He began walking a few steps further each day, leaving half of his usual portion on the plate, gradually introducing movement and mindfulness into his routine. Each tiny habit triggered another, creating a chain of positive changes. Setbacks happened: stressful days, social events, cravings, but now he saw them differently. Stumbling didn't mean failure. Each time he returned to his small actions, he strengthened his consistency, reinforcing his new identity. Over time, these micro changes compounded. He didn't just improve, he transformed. Kaizen taught him that sustainable change isn't about big leaps. It's about daily, incremental improvement that adds up to massive results over time. What's the smallest change you can start tomorrow? Comment below and share your first tiny step. One small habit can set the foundation for a lifetime of transformation. He used to feel powerless against his own habits. Every attempt to change ended in the same cycle: motivation, effort, and then failure. He thought transformation required massive willpower, but what he didn't realize was that his brain was wired to resist sudden change. This channel exists for those who want lasting results without the frustration of impossible expectations. Subscribe, because here you'll discover simple, science-backed ways to reshape your habits and your life step by step. It started with the smallest possible action, drinking a glass of water every morning. That tiny commitment became proof that he could keep a promise to himself. Suddenly, change wasn't intimidating. It was achievable. He added more small habits, walking a little further each day, reducing portion sizes, gently increasing movement into his routine. Each micro action triggered another, creating a chain of positive living. Of course, challenges came. Social pressure, cravings, fatigue. But each time he returned to his small habits, his confidence and identity strengthened. The power wasn't in perfection, it was in persistence, in showing up even when it felt insignificant. Over months, these microscopic changes compounded. He didn't just improve, he transformed. Kaizen taught him that sustainable change isn't about big leaps, it's about tiny, daily actions that add up to massive results over time. What's the smallest habit you can commit to today? Comment below with your first tiny step. Remember, change doesn't need to be overwhelming. Start small, stay consistent, and watch your life transform one choice at a time. He had tried to change for years, but nothing worked. Every new beginning ended the same way: frustration, guilt, and disappointment. He realized the problem wasn't his willpower, it was the approach. Change had to be manageable, almost imperceptible, but consistent. This channel exists for anyone who has felt stuck in the cycle of failed habits. Subscribe, because here you'll learn practical, small-step strategies that actually stick, transforming your life without overwhelming you. It began with something so simple it almost seemed useless: one glass of water every morning. That tiny act became a foundation, proof that he could trust himself. From there, he built momentum, walking a few steps more, eating a smaller portion, gently moving his body each day. Each micro habit triggered another, creating unstoppable progress. Setbacks came, of course. Stressful days, cravings, social temptations. But now, failure didn't define him. Each time he returned to his small habits, he strengthened his consistency, reinforcing a new identity. Over months, these microscopic changes compounded. He didn't just improve, he transformed. Kaizen taught him that sustainable change isn't about big leaps, it's about tiny, daily actions that add up to massive results over time. What's the smallest action you can start tomorrow? Comment below with your first tiny step. Remember, change doesn't need to be overwhelming. Start small, stay consistent, and watch your life transform one choice at a time.